Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Happy Monday. It's our Monday. What's today? June 21st. Super excited to have this guest kick us off. It's Ed Martinez. Ed was introduced to me by a long-term friend and fraternity brother, Tracy Stein. And Ed's got a great history. We're going to talk about food today, which is one of my favorite topics on the planet. Like I told Ed before we went live, I didn't get this dad bod by not enjoying the food I eat. So enough about me. Welcome, my friend. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome today. Really good. Glad to be here.
Excited to have you.
Super glad to be here.
All right. So let's take, before we get into food,
okay.
I told you before we went live, the audience loves an origin story. They want to know where you're from. And even though you enjoyed food for your life, I think that's what your bio said.
Yes.
Very recently, that has come into some big fruition for you. You had a whole previous life. So share a little bit about that with us.
Well, food was, especially in my culture, I'm Puerto Rican. I grew up in the Bronx. My grandmother raised me from 2 years old, along with my father. So I have a lot of good memories growing up as a kid, watching my grandmother cook in the kitchen. And she had 7 children of her own that she raised, and including me and several other grandchildren. So every weekend or almost every day was, what's grandma making today? Or the family getting together every Saturday or Sunday night. And food was just a very important part, of our culture, aside from music. If it wasn't music and food or both of them together, it wasn't a party. So I just have all these great memories of her teaching me simple things like, how to make rice, or, how to make pasteles, which was, a staple in Puerto Rican cooking. But it didn't really become a real passion until I started, after I got married. And so I was always in the kitchen. My ex-wife didn't really cook much, so I enjoyed cooking. It didn't bother me that I was always cooking, because that was, becoming a passion for me. But my background is a financial advisor, so I've been doing that for the last almost 7 years now.
Wow.
But cooking was always there. Like when we were doing networking events, and I was coming in to talk about finances, I would sponsor the event. So if someone wanted to sponsor a networking event, they either had to bring lunch or breakfast. So I would make lunch or breakfast.
Oh, you'd make it.
I would make it. I wouldn't just bring donuts from Dunkin' Donuts or, Papa John's Pizza or something. I would make empanadas. I would make, rice and beans, and I would come and bring a tray of food to the networking event. And it started getting to the point where people were asking me, what is your job? Are you a caterer? Or you talk about finances, which one is it? And they said, well, you might as well maybe turn your passion for cooking into a side hustle. Yeah. So I turned, the cooking, the passion of it, into a small little catering gig that I was doing for the last year. And that's how it started to gain more and more momentum.
Oh, cool. What was that like, trying to balance? Financial planning, I feel like, is so left brain. Cooking is so creative.
Yeah.
I know that's just a stereotype, but in my mind, that's what you definitely have a certain mindset when you're dealing with people's finances.
Right.
Financial advisor. So tell us about how you balance, like do you just switch on a different key in your brain? What happens, and how do you balance the two of those?
Ironically, I would balance them in a way where I would meet with my clients, but I would also, if we were having a personal meeting either in their home or at my office, I would always either begin the meeting or end the meeting with some food.
You're making me so hungry right now. I'm really sad you didn't plan this better, meaning me.
So sometimes, I wouldn't necessarily always do business with a prospect or a client, but I would always have food at the table. Like, hey, if we're not going to do business together, I'm still going to feed you.
So cool.
And sometimes I do both. So but finding the right balance between both of them, it's not without its challenges. So half the day I'm working, I work for New York Life. So half the day I'm doing that. The other half I'm hustling and grinding and making appointments for catering gigs or marketing also. So I lived in Ocala for about 12 years. I just moved here about a month ago. I'm in Winter Park right now.
Nice.
And through the advice of Tracy Stein, a very good mutual friend of ours, said that if you're going to grow your catering business or your food truck business, which we are working on, Orlando is the place to be.
Agreed.
And so I really took a leap of faith, listened to the advice that Tracy had for me, and also a very good friend that she's become a very good friend, Shirley Stamper, who was not able to be here today, but she is a very well-known individual here in Orlando.
Who's a celebrity here?
Celebrity, yes. She is definitely a celebrity and a ball of fire. And she's given me, both of them have given me a lot of advice, a lot of good advice. So surrounding yourself with the right people, surrounding yourself with the right people that really care about you, that want you to grow, that have your best interests at heart. I feel like I'm in that right place to make this business really take off.
So talk about the business taking off. Your social media presence continues to grow stronger. What are you doing to promote? Are you primarily using social media? Are you getting out and networking, a combination of both? How are people finding the Gourmet Machine, which I love?
It's really a combination of both, not just marketing on Facebook. Of course, you want to have a good social media presence, but I've been doing some dinner hosting. So I've had a couple of friends of mine who said, let's do like an episode of Chopped. Remember that on Food Network? So they would buy the food and I would come to their home and cook dinner for them. So I've been doing a lot of that. We have been doing a lot of catering jobs over the last few weeks as well. Of course, we take a lot of pictures, a lot of video, and just try to connect with as many people as possible to try our food and to see that it's something different because, there's someone that I really admired, Anthony Bourdain, who had a passion for food, a passion for cultures and bringing people together. And I think that's what food does.
Yes.
Food has a way of bringing people together despite their differences. And so that's what we're trying to bring to the table, so to speak, something different. And, love is always behind our passion.
Well, people, they bond over food, like you're saying. Yeah. People bond over food. I mean, there's an entire thing about comfort food. Food is comforting. Right. So I want to ask you, what is your comfort food? Everybody has a different one. What do you go for when somebody says comfort food? What's Ed's comfort food?
My grandmother made a lot of different types of stews with either chicken or meat with vegetables served over rice. I mean, that was always like my go-to comfort food, like a chicken stew with potatoes and vegetables, or, a homemade pasta, crab cakes. One of the staples that I had with catering were empanadas. So, beef empanadas, turkey empanadas filled with, small pieces of sweet plantains and jalapeno cream cheese with a dipping sauce. I mean, there are just so many different things. But if there's one comfort food that I usually go to, it's just like these simple stews or bowls, rice bowls with a stew, on top.
You're making me so hungry now.
I'm sorry I didn't bring anything.
No. Next time.
Next time for sure.
What about what's your favorite thing to make? Do you have a favorite that you feel like is one of your specialties that you make for people, or even make in your catering?
Right now, what's become really popular, especially with the little dinner events that I've been doing, are my Maryland style crab cakes.
Yum. So how did you learn that? Did your grandmother make that as well?
No, I love reading. So, and watching the Food Network. I have a ton of cookbooks, Bon Appetit. I mean, there's just a plethora of places where you can go, to read different recipes, but sometimes I would just embellish on them. I would add a little bit of my own twist, to certain recipes. Sometimes it works and sometimes, it doesn't. But for the most part, I just took a crab cake recipe that I got from the Food Network and added something different that just made it a little bit more savory.
Ooh,
now I could tell you.
Tell us what it is.
I can tell you the secret, but
No. You keep the secret. It's good.
I'm gonna keep the secret, and hopefully some people will try it. But it's just just a little twist on the crab cakes and a different type of sauce. So that's become really popular lately.
I love crab cakes. I love Maryland crab cakes. I mean, but a lot of times people that have had a bad experience, mainly because it's all bread and no crab. I hear that complaint a lot. And I've seen it myself. It's like, God, did you put any crab in here? So people are a little leery of that. But a great crab cake, I could eat those all day long. I love a crab cake.
You got to use lump, not imitation. Yep. Lump crab meat is definitely the best to use.
So if somebody's listening, tell them about the Gourmet Machine. So full catering. You talked about going into private homes as well. What's the plan in the next couple of months for the Gourmet Machine? Who are you targeting? Who can we best get you in front of?
So right now we're combining the talents and the experience of Shirley Stamper, and also my experience in combining a catering company along with a food truck, which is, as we speak, in the works right now. So cool. So, yeah. And I did have a food truck in Ocala where I just recently moved from, but it had a lot of mechanical issues. The engine blew. So long story short, we had to switch over to a plan B. And my move here to Orlando was to initiate that plan. Well,
you're killing it on the plan. I mean, I think aligning yourself with people in the community, you've already done. Yeah. Having the talent and the passion, believe it or not, you probably know this, people get into these businesses and open a business like a catering, and they really have no passion to work with people and don't really have a great repertoire. You understand. People get into business thinking they're going to be all rich, and they don't realize that they don't really like doing their passion as a vocation, which can be a challenge. You are excited about it, though. You have figured out a way how to, at least now, and you're continuing to, how to work within it and still love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy job. I mean, cooking and prepping and shopping and all of that, it's not easy. But when you love what you do, it becomes less like a job, and it's more fun. So like when I've gone to several catering events with Shirley, and you cannot go to, I cannot work with Shirley and not laugh, my tail off, because she's a ball of fire. And I love people. I mean, I'm a people person, so I'm not an introvert. I love watching people enjoy the food. I like the interaction with people because, like you just said a few minutes ago, right, it's a bonding experience. It is. Right? So what better way than to enjoy a good plate of food and bond and connect and have great conversations, because that's at the heart of our business. That's what's driving our business, is the passion and the connection with people.
And I love that you still have both. It can be challenging. We have a lot of musical artists that come on, and I'm always curious how they made the transition from something they just love to do to it being their actual business. And so I'm sure there's a lot of wannabe potential chefs and gourmet cooks out there. So you sharing your journey is important to them. All right, tell everybody, the website's almost ready.
Yes.
But until then, tell everybody the best way to reach you to learn more about the Gourmet Machine and about you. How can they find out more?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page, the Gourmet Machine and Catering on Facebook. I'll also give all that information to you as well. Our phone numbers are on there. That's right for right now. That's the best way to get a hold of us. And also, just reaching out. I mean, obviously there are going to be a lot of people hopefully seeing this live event, and I've been connecting with a lot of great people here in Orlando in just a short period of time. And I haven't been doing it all by myself. I've been having a lot of people trying the food, and then wanting to sincerely help because they know I'm kind of starting in a new town, you know, only knowing like 5 people when I got here,
Right.
and now it's grown.
You've done it, and you've done it with some help, but you've still done it. They
Yeah.
can't drag you to do it. All right, Ed Martinez, the Gourmet Machine and Catering. Thank you so much for being on the show. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And next time, we have to figure out how to have
Yes.
food. Because
Yes.
everything you described sounds amazing. So please come back maybe when your website's ready. Guys, go out and support local. This is a local creative guy, and we all love food and the bonding. So take a chance. Take a look at what he's doing, and then reach out to him and see if Ed's a good fit. Because I'm telling you right now, food is what kept us all together too during the pandemic, I think. And we all want to find somebody who's got the passion for it like Ed does.
And one thing I did leave out, one last thing that I did leave out, we are a veteran and woman-owned company.
Big.
Yeah. So that's what I love about it too, where we do a lot of charity work as well. We work with a lot of different charities, and we have a great referral program as well. So if anybody wants any information on that, please, reach out to us.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Ed. See how easy that was and how fast it went?
Yes.
Ed Martinez, the Gourmet Machine and Catering Company. You can find him on Facebook. Reach out to me or reach out to him. He's just as awesome to talk to as he is on this broadcast. Thanks, Ed, so much.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. Support local.